I like never use this blue, but I need it for today. There we go. Let's see, how does this? Oh, sorry. I knew that was gonna happen. I always like, it always gets blocked up and I squeeze way too hard. That's probably gonna be wasted, but I guess we'll enjoy it while we have it on the palette. I always do that. And I knew I was gonna do that. But it's alright, it's okay. I just yelled into the camera, but it's alright. So this painting, I started yesterday, I believe. Let's see if we do it again. Okay, there we go. Now that's a controlled thing. I started this painting yesterday. I did a little bit of work on it today. And ideally, I'd like to, sorry for the burp. Ideally, I'd like to finish it tomorrow. Or maybe like in a few days. At least by the end of the weekend, I guess. I know, it's so easy to do. Especially, oh snap, wait, is this the doctor? Is this my my doctorate friend? There might be a different Colleen. Yeah, I know, it's so easy, especially because I leave the tubes with no cap on them all the time. Okay. I'm gonna try this color. I don't typically like working with like too many different types of blue. I really like just sticking to ultramarine or like cerulean, but this one I think it might help. Oh my goodness! Look at such a different blue. Let's see. Oh, okay. I might be thinking of someone different. I might be thinking of a different Colleen, or maybe I got the names mixed up. Let's see if this blue is too much. I think it might. Je suis la suele. Je suis means I am. Okay, so you are. C'est très joli. Thank you. Wait, how do you say thank you in merci? Merci. It is very beautiful. Thank you for saying that. All right, let's see if this blue works. I don't know if it'll be the right color. My French is not very good. I haven't been working on it. I've been slacking. I feel like the blue makes sense. It's kind of hard to tell right now, though. We'll keep it in there for now. I feel like it makes sense, but who knows? Maybe I'll change it later. Just wipe over it. I guess the good thing is it won't be too hard to wipe over it anyways. If I do decide to get rid of it. No, that definitely makes sense. Let's see, let's go up a little bit. I think the blue makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Like it's a coastline out here. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. So we're not working from a reference right now, so I need to play it right. with the horse and the man. I also didn't have a reference at all for the guy. So you know what? Let me grab something real quick. All right, so I have, because I didn't have a reference for the guy that's supposed to be riding the horse or like on top of the horse. I need something that's gonna show me like idea of what the musculature would look like underneath. My guy's not gonna be this jacked, but oh no. Okay, we got paint on this guy's head. Go wipe that off. But what I was saying is that I'm gonna use this as like a reference for the back muscles on this guy. Actually, haven't used this guy in a long time for art. It's not gonna show us like how the muscles will contract. That would be crazy if it did. But we can still use it for like a basic like proportions a little bit. So if we imagine it like this. Oops. We can see that there would be more up here than there is there. So all right, I'm gonna imagine, this is such a weird pose for him to be in. I'm gonna put a little bit of something, just like a shadow wash, I guess you could call it. But just try to get a good sense of like his, the muscles on his back. Just like a touch. And then I'm gonna probably grab some references later. Once I have like the idea of it a little better off in my head. Then we'll grab some references and work from those later. The thing about this arm also kind of throws me off. I think it's thick here. And then more thin towards the end. But it's not going to be all in shadow. Like this will be in shadow probably. The back side of the hand, the back side of the thumb, elbow. Like that. Probably the same thing with the leg. The leg? Nah, I was gonna say you could argue it would be all in shadow, but I don't think it would be. I think it would be like shadow like this maybe at least. Because some of this top stuff is still exposed to the sun. Now this leg is definitely too short. It's probably still too short. I think at least we're getting the idea of it, which is good. I think the coastline was a good idea. I think once we flesh that out, that'll be pretty nice. I almost thought about giving him white or like golden hair, giving the horse like white or golden hair. But I don't think that, I think it would make sense like mythologically or like like for the story of the painting, but I don't think it would look the best. I mean, we could try it out maybe later. Maybe I'll try that out later. But I think right now just a shorter horse haircut, whatever it's called, would make sense more. Okay. I want to leave some room for the green back here. I thought about making the horse more towards this side, but I don't mind it being off towards the left, but I want to have this still green over here. Also, the horse legs were stressing me out earlier. Just didn't know what to do with them. But I do have, funnily enough, I do have a horse model. So, yeah, I should grab that real quick. Oh, here it is, right here. Right here. Thank you, Luciana. I do have a horse model, so but they're still creepy. Like they're still also. My brother said this horse is disgusting looking. I think it's kind of cool. But this is a model that I have. Whenever I paint horses, I try to use this. But yeah, the legs are still like really weird to work out, like how they actually work on the figure, which is really tricky. But this is really helpful for like shadows and stuff, and like I can see how a horse face moves under light and stuff like that. So, but my brother did say this looks disgusting because it's like a skin tone horse. I don't mind it though. I'm not creeped out by it. I think it's fine. I like this front leg. I think this front leg is probably the best one out of all four of them. Just because it's like the knuckle and it's just thick enough, I think. Some of these, like this one back here, I think needs to be figured out a bit more. I'm actually gonna draw a line real quick. Need a little knuckle right there. And then this is probably too thin. Probably take it out to here. There you go. Having a really hard time figuring out how this guy's back is supposed to look. I also don't want it to look like he's wearing a diaper. Diaper, not diaper. So I gotta figure out something for that. I want it to look like he's wearing, I guess, like a pair of board shorts. Like, so I guess they would be more like that. Maybe this leg is too thick. Maybe bring it in. Yeah, let's work on the horse a little bit. I'm gonna try to mix a shadow tone, a shadow value for the skin of the horse. So that's for anywhere that's like too dark. That's gonna be for anywhere that's like kind of offset from the light, which in this case is just gonna be straight down or like this way straight down. Stuff like that's too dark. This is gonna be all in light until around here. Shadow. Probably be some shadow around these muscles. I'm kind of making up the anatomy. Like I have a reference, but I also don't have a direct way to follow it. So I think we'll be all right making up horse anatomy. How hard could it be? It's not like horses are complicated animals with interesting musculature. I always used to think horses were kind of creepy. I used to think horses were kind of like on the same level as like deer, or like, I was creeped out by butterflies a little bit too. Just because like they're animals that are like just have parts that seem to be a little bit too thin. I don't know if that makes sense, but like butterflies I thought were too thin. Like their wings seem like too thin to really be safe. Their the legs seem too thin. Horses were the same way, I thought. The horses, like, they just seem a little too thin. Like, they're big, but their legs don't seem thick enough. But I think they are. I think they're thick enough now. But I used to think they were too thin. Have you guys ever seen those, like, deer that are, like, I don't know if they're called pygmy deer or what they are, but they're, like, really tiny little animals, but they have, like, little deer legs. Those things I've always been grossed out by. I'm sure now if I saw one, I'd be okay, but I used to think they were gross. I'm gonna try to use this to reshape the leg real quick. I always have a hard time trying to like estimate size of horses versus size of people, and like try to figure out comparatively like how big this horse would be in real life versus in the painting. So based on this right now, I would assume this is like at least like a 7-foot horse, probably. Because if this guy is like what, if we say this guy's like 5'8", that's like here to here is probably like, I don't know, 3.5 feet long. It's probably a pretty big horse. But I think it looks better for like painting rather than having a normal sized horse. I think this should help us get like some texture on the horse before we start moving in with like the more accurate details and stuff. I think this value should be darker, even though it's still like a lighter value. It should be darker than the main fur tone. I haven't painted a whole lot of animals in general, I guess. I've painted, I did one really big painting of a horse, but aside from that, I mostly just paint people and places for the most part. Portraits and landscapes, usually. I used to be big into painting objects, but just didn't really find that interesting anymore. I do feel like there's one style of painting objects that's like definitely been stolen. Like not stolen, but like one art style of painting objects and food and stuff that like a lot of people do, and I don't really know where that came from. I know the first person I remember seeing was this painter called Alai Ganuza, I believe her name is, and she has like this really interesting like hyper colorful like style of painting food and different objects. I remember she used to have she used to have this, like she would make challenges, I believe, like every month or something, of different objects to paint for people. And I think maybe that's where it started. I think since then people wanted to kind of like um, paint in her style. But I hope you guys know what I mean. There's like one specific style that's like very common on I guess mostly Instagram. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I haven't seen it a whole lot here on YouTube. That certain style of painting. Not necessarily that it's bad, just interesting to see it so often. Okay. I really would like to figure out how in the world to do his back, but I don't know how. And you know, I was also thinking, what if we did a different color for his shorts? Because like everything is so white, blue, green. But what if we did like red shorts? Yeah, what if we did red shorts? I'm trying to think. We could do red or like a tan brown. A tan brown would be nice and would make sense too. Let's see, let's try a tan brown. Let's see what this looks like. That makes sense. I think that looks okay. Man, I think the guy is the biggest issue right now. Because I can't seem to figure out like what his anatomy would look like. And I would say this looks too long. You know, I think that's the issue. Let's see for a second. I think what I'm looking at right now, the issue is this is too long, and then maybe his head is too like it's something with this section, I think. And also the waist is really small too. Just throwing me off. All right, let's try to cut down on his on that part of the body. All right, let's cut this down. What did I say? This was too long. The trap there. Rib cage would be there, and then this would be like that, I guess. Maybe these shorts need to come up like here. That's what I'm thinking. Let's give him his ear on this side. Let's see what this looks like. Give him an ear. Don't know if that really solved anything, to be honest with you. It's kind of making me more confused. There we go. Okay, I think we need to, I'm kind of actually liking that, how that's looking now. I do think though this arm is doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe we pull it back a little bit. Maybe we pull it back a little bit and change the direction. Make it go like here first and then here. Would that make sense? Let's see. Okay, let's try to pull it back first. We're gonna go here and then I don't know. I feel like maybe we need to. I guess you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna scrap the arm for a second, or at least this front half. That should give us some space to think about what the arm would actually do. So we can either like drop the arm straight down. And I don't mind that. Let's cover this up. I don't mind dropping the arm straight down like that. But if we do that, it's gonna look a little like starfish-esque, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would worry if we dropped it straight down that it would look kind of silly. I feel like it would make more sense if he had this arm like here. Like if it came to rest here. Maybe it'll come under itself. I think it would look a little silly if we like really starfished him out and just dropped this arm straight down. I think that would make it look a little silly. So instead what we're gonna do is bring the arm down here and then bring it back up. We gotta do lighter color real quick. Let's do drop it down and then bring it back up like here under his head. So I guess it would be like that. Would you even see his arm if he did that? That's the thing without having a reference, it's hard to tell. I know I've told it so many times, but I used to really struggle with, when I was a little kid, with where mustaches go. I wasn't sure if they went over the nose or under the nose. And I think that just goes to show you, like, when you're not working with a reference, and kind of tricky. You have to, like, really use your mind. But that's me as a little kid, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I think? I think this is too long. Because if that was the case, that would mean his leg was like this. I think more likely his leg would be up here. Yeah, I think it's more likely his leg is like, well, we get this part of the clothes back like this. But maybe just get rid of that. Just get rid of this back piece. Just cut that off. It always looks like he's wearing a diaper, but I just can't figure out why. Maybe it's just because the shape of this is too plump, you know what I mean? Maybe we need to just... Still, something looks weird. You know, maybe it's because there's no folds in the clothes yet. Maybe that's what's giving me the diaper vibes. Yeah, I'm gonna do that later, for sure. The only, you know what's weird though? The thing is like, the thing is, I don't know if I want him to be riding the horse as much as I want him to just be on top of the horse. And I've definitely taken, you know what I've done? I've taken, because sometimes like, especially horse riding, I feel like it's a very specific kind of pose at certain times. Sometimes I have like had to set up like chairs in my room and like pretend to ride the horse the way it is. I think I might have to do that for this one. Thank you. I think I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna have to set up some chairs in a horse-like position and get on top of them in the way I want. Because a lot of what's making no sense to me is the... Because, okay, so let me get a piece of paper to explain it. Let's see. So, like, the goal is, right, if a torso, if we're looking at it from the back, right, this is the head, this is the back, and this is the like lower back. And let's say it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but if we have the head here, see, this is the head, and then I want the back to be like in the same sort of dimension. You guys can't even see, but I want the lower back to be like twisted a little bit, like maybe like something like that. Like I want the head and the neck to be, the head and the, to be on the same direction, but then I want the lower back to be twisted a little bit. And I think that makes it look a little shorter than it should be. But this is just like the first couple day painting, so we're not gonna be anywhere close to that today. Maybe we'll get a little closer tomorrow. We've already actually made a lot of progress today, which has been good. Yeah, it's tricky for my mind to even like comprehend how it should look. But I'm sure we'll get it. We'll get it eventually. No, I'm not. I'm not in art school. I'm actually gonna graduate soon. Hopefully, if it all goes well. God willing, I'll be graduating, but not from art school. Okay, there we go. Okay. I like the composition. I think what I don't like is this leg. This leg is stressing me out. This leg is stressing me out, dude. All right, let's see. Let's just put this right here real quick. Just to redo the outlines real quick so I can see it. I think this leg is stressing me out, dude. I gotta figure out a way. I gotta take a reference. The horse was okay without a reference. The horse is okay. The thing is though, this leg is like, you know what? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's play around with our toys real quick. Let's play around with our toys. All right. So if we got this dude, you know, hold on. This is the wrong. Oh, here we go. This is the one that's in scale, I think. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah. I use gouache too, but right now I'm using a acrylic. Let's fix this leg. Oh no, I think I broke it. Oh no. No, we broke his leg. Oh no, hold on. There we go. That still looks yeah, it is broken. Okay, it'll work, but it's definitely broken. All right. Yeah, I'm using acrylic right now. I have oils, but I think I might get rid of them. I just don't like them that much. All right, I feel bad that I broke this guy, but we have to use our imagination a little bit. What kind of gouache do you use? This guy's kind of delicate, I guess. I don't even use this guy very much, and I already broke him. Okay. Jeez, oh my goodness, look at this guy. Oh my goodness, this is interesting figure. Okay, let's see. Is that the issue? The calf? Let's think. Is that the calf the issue? See, I don't know, because the thing, what I'm looking at, right, is because when you ride a horse, your legs go out and then back in, right? I've only ridden a horse one time, so I don't have a lot of experience. But you kind of like hug the horse, right? Maybe, okay, hold on. I'm trying to, a Holbein. Oh, I love okay, Holbein, Shinhan. I love Windsor, or Shinhan. I've never tried Holbein. Yeah, I've never tried Holbein. Dude. This might be more stress than it's helping me. Maybe the issue is that there's not enough waist. Let's try adding more to the waist. But you know what? I think the color scheme is doing great. The color scheme is um, not the issue. So at least we know that's kind of doing all right. What's up, boy? We're not torturing the poor dummy. We are trying to figure out this pose because for some reason, like, this is the most mental gymnastics I've done in a while. Because also I usually do like such minuscule poses where like there's nothing going on. So this one's kind of throwing me for a loop. All right, let's build up his back, and then we're gonna bring him. We're gonna bring him down a little bit onto the other side, I guess. Like, let's see what this would look like if we just took him down here and gave him more width to his back or his stomach. Yeah, I've heard Holbein is really, really, really good. I've heard Holbein is like close to Schminke. I've heard Holbein is really good. But I actually haven't bought gouache in a long time. I've still been using the same Shinhan for like the past, but it feels like 2 years, honestly. The same tubes of Holbein I bought a while ago. No, I don't think this hurts. I don't think this is worse for us. I do think we're gonna have to figure out this leg here shortly. You know what? It might just be too short. Oops. What if that's the issue? What if it's just too short? Oh snap, what's up, Sir Saito? It's been a long time. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you. What if the leg is just too short here? We'll add in his little wing, and then we'll fix the leg. I think that might be the issue. What if it's just too short? I need to we'll do it. Hold on. Yeah, no. I could just let's add in the lighter value for the skin. Yeah, it's been a little bit. But I'm glad to see you back. Okay, what if the leg is just too short? That might be the issue. So if we just kind of there. And the knee should probably be a little further down. There you go. And then maybe we can go back with the dark and make the leg longer. And also fix the foot too, because the foot was kind of stressing me out as well. Oh, nice. I haven't touched watercolor in a long time. I actually gave away, I was thinking about making a video on it, but like, I pretty much have very few art supplies at the moment. I have like just enough to do my gouache sketches and then my acrylic paintings and stuff. But I've gotten rid of, like, I gave away my my 2 watercolor palettes. I just wasn't using them enough. What else did I have? I had some of my other stuff, but I just gave a lot of it away. Or sold it, I don't remember. But I got rid of a lot of it. Okay, let's think. Would you let your foot just hang down like that? So we can either the leg up to the knee, too long. I thought it was too short. I don't know. I think we might be fixing it by making it longer. I'll see when I finish it, but I think the leg is too short. Or at least it was too short. Cuff around the knee right there. I gotta think. I think you might. If you were sitting like this on a horse, you might let your foot kind of dangle down straight, or you would kind of kick it up against the horse. I think I'll just let my foot hang out. Like hang out way like this way. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I'd probably just let it hang out like this. Let my foot hang like, oops, that's too wide. Well, I also got to think of that. Are we gonna give him boots or no? Probably not. Maybe there's his toe. Big toe, little toe, little toe, little toe. I think this makes sense. I think it makes a little bit of sense. I think for some reason I still feel like this leg is too short. Maybe it's just too thick at the base of it. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I'd be, especially if it was chill like this, I think I would probably let my foot just kind of rest. I think his leg might be too thick. We're making it pretty far from just imagination. Usually by this point, I would have already had like multiple references up, all kinds of stuff pulled up. Okay, I think the horse's butt might be too big as well. Like I think if I'm thinking about it, it probably would like cut in a little bit more here at the backside. Unless the horse was like overweight a little bit. And it had more like fat between the skin and the muscle, but I think otherwise it would be a little more like this. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna fill that in with the hair, the tail hair. Then we'll see. Let's see. I wonder, it's probably because I don't post enough. Or I don't post consistently enough. That's probably why. I don't have a schedule. I also make, sometimes it's like very, I guess not very recommendable videos either. Like sometimes, like I try to make videos about things that I care about or I've been thinking about or like that I think would be helpful. But sometimes I think it's also like YouTube would rather see like I don't know. I don't know. I think people just prefer other stuff than what I make, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna keep pushing. I'm still gonna keep making videos and stuff. Should we give the horse bangs? Or like fringe, whatever it's called, fringe bangs. There you go. You gotta do the horse's face too. So this horse, let's see, we can take this, well, no, let's not take it off. If we're having it like lit from above, but from the side like this, actually, this is a pretty good horse reference for a face. I wish it came with a face that was like a little more calm than this, but this will do. This will do. just gonna touch it. I'm just gonna touch this stuff in. I'm not going to focus too hard on the actual like horse face anatomy at the moment. Okay, I think that looks all right. I really do like the way it feels to work from like just imagination, or not just imagination, but like working from like real models and references and just like physical stuff. Um, I think it just feels different than when you work with like photos or like digital photos and stuff like that. It just feels a little different. Something feels like you're like not you're like you're losing anything, but it feels like you're like something about your interpretation is taken away when you work from direct photos or like digital images that you have on like your computer or your phone or something. I still do that all the time though, but I do prefer, I guess I would say, to work from like imagination or like photos I have in my hand or models that I have in my hand. All right, I'm gonna show you guys before I go because it's sundown. I'm ready to eat. What I was gonna show you guys, oops, is how this fits into the rest of the paintings. I'm gonna go up for a second. Hold on a second. So, all right, these are the three paintings. These so far are kind of like going together in a little set. One of them is very different, but let's see. So the first one that we're working on today, I think once we fix the figure, it'll look just fine. Oh, I think reference, for sure. I think reference photos though have like a certain flatness to them. You know what I mean? There's a certain like flatness that you don't see like around. I don't even know if I think having two eyes, like having two eyes helps you kind of like almost see around things, if that makes any sense. Yeah, yeah. Images, art flattened versus looking at still life. Yeah. Yeah, I think I think we're on the same page. Like, sir, when you can see something, you can like almost see kind of around it in a way because you have two eyes. This is the second painting, or I guess this was done. Yeah, second. This one is going to be a part of the same set of these two. And then this one was done first out of all of these. So yeah, these kind of go together. And I also have one more. Let's see. Hold on. I'm almost tentative to say this is a part of the same set, but Because it's such a different style. But that's the third one. That's the third one. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit different than the rest of them because it's so big, and I think the face is kind of cartoony too, but yeah, I think it looks alright. I think it looks okay with the set. Let me put these back on the wall real quick. Thanks to Saito. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been trying to figure out. I really like how thick this frame is, this canvas is as well. This is like a solid like 1.25 inches. It's hard to make a blue. Really? You know what I would say? Maybe try this. I don't know if you've ever. Was that you that said you? No, I think that was PAS that said they use Shinhan. But if you have the money and you want to get new paints whenever you get new paints, you should try Shinhan, because this is what I use for my blues and stuff. But all blue works the same, honestly. Like, I have where is it at? Here it is. These pretty much both work the exact same. The Ultramarine Deep from Shinhan, and then the Ultramarine from Winsor & Newton. I remember when I tried this out for the first time, it like stunk so bad. Let me see. Does it still smell? Yeah, it still smells. It still has a strong smell, but yeah. If you want, you should try the Ultramarine. That really, and it's not too different from watercolor either. I think they call it like, yeah, it says hybrid of watercolor and gouache. So yeah, I think these really help me get really vibrant colors. So I like those. Yeah, you know, I was kind of worried like when I first was gonna buy them because I wasn't sure if they would be opaque, but they're definitely opaque. Like I can show you, like I use them like this. I use them in my sketchbook a lot, and they get pretty opaque. Like this is translucent and this is more opaque. So don't be scared about the what's it called? They get opaque, but they also do really light stuff. So I really love them. I really am a big fan. Like, if they wanted to sponsor, dude, I'd be right there. But all right. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm going to try to finish this one maybe within the next week or so. I might stream again, so be sure to stop by. I'll probably have this finished soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Wait, it was, I don't know if I ever said this, but, ooh, okay, I don't know, maybe that was an old video. I don't remember that one. Was it the $1 one? Because that was funny. I don't even have those paints anymore. The $1 paints. They were pretty good though. If you haven't seen that video, I have a video where I paint with $1 watercolors, and it's actually kind of nice. That I got from literal Dollar Tree. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are pretty nice. Those are pretty nice. All right, I'll see you guys.